So this is Claudette Colvin. In March of 1955, she was leaving school. She took the city bus. She was from Montgomery, Alabama. She sat in the section of the bus that was designated for black people. And a white woman came onto the bus, and the white section of the bus was full, so Claudette was asked to give up her seat. She refused. She didn't want to give up her seat. So the police were called. She was charged with disturbing the peace, violating segregation laws, and assault, even though there was no assault. She was also a member of the NAACP Youth Council, right? Now, eventually, her case went through the court system, and the disturbing the peace and violating the segregation laws, those charges were dropped. But because she was 15, unmarried, and pregnant, and it was believed that the child's father was a married man, ultimately it was decided that she would not be the face of the Montgomery bus boycott because some people felt like she wasn't worthy of advocacy because she was 15, unmarried, and pregnant. Even though none of those things had anything to do with what transpired on the bus that day when her civil rights were violated. So then we fast forward to December 1st, 1955. Rosa Parks is asked to give up her seat. We know that story. And because Rosa Parks was from kind of a little bit of she wasn't extremely impoverished, right? And so because she had that background and she was a married woman, it was decided that she would be the face of the bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, because her image was more palatable. So I ask you, was Rosa Parks more worthy of advocacy than Claudette Colvin? And to the women in this space, we have to understand that this whole idea that only certain black women deserve support if we're wronged has existed for a long time among black people. And so I would suggest that when you see black women in any space repeating that talking point, it's just because it's so ingrained in some of us to basically say a black woman has to be damn near perfect before she gets any type of support or advocacy. Now, does that mean that there's no accountability or personal responsibility? Absolutely not. You know, we all have to be accountable and responsible for our actions and the role that we play in situations. I'm just saying that even with that, that doesn't mean that we deserve to have our rights violated. It doesn't mean that we deserve to be abused and assaulted. Okay? And by having this belief system that says that you have to be perfect in order to deserve advocacy of any type, basically means that when you get in a situation where you need support or where your rights are violated, don't be upset or surprised if people say, well, you don't deserve support because of this aspect of your life or because of this thing that you did prior to the moment that your rights were violated or prior to the moment that you were assaulted or abused in any way. You can't get upset because you have created the environment that ironically will mean that you don't get the support and advocacy that you need. And I think that's the situation that a lot of us as black women are in. But yeah, that's just my question. Is perfection required for support and advocacy?